Hey guys, I'm making a video game in a couple of months. I've never done this before, so I'm very excited. Also very anxious it's gonna go wrong. Oh, don't forget to follow me on Patreon. Okay, you've probably heard all of this somewhere else before, so I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. I'm developing a video game! And it's beginning to look kind of cool, so I thought it'd be time to make a devlog about it. So here you go. Devlog time. So here's the plan. I'm developing a fast-paced, combat-oriented game. I'm hoping it will strike some similarities from games like Infamous or Mirror's Edge, as they have been a very big inspirational source for this project. So with the general concept floating around somewhere in my head, like the very good game dev I am, I started making a game design document. And as you all know, a game design document's purpose is to be made at the start of the project and solely to exist and never to be looked at again. So with that all done and finished, I could actually start making the game. So that's what I did. No, stop. That doesn't need to happen every time I announce something. Come on. Now, what game doesn't start with a prototyping phase starring your favorite character called the Pimp? Or Capsule, as you will. Here you can see our capsule doing wall runs, wall jumps, and generally moving around in a freeway. And while a capsule is really cool, it doesn't at all resemble our final character. So it was time to make the character design. And this is what I came up with. It's simple and clean, and it portrays the character very well, and it's easy to model. All the things I need in a character. Now, bear with me here, because this is the first time ever I've tried to make a humanoid figure. I think I did not too bad, but it's definitely disproportional and it's missing a lot of features, so it's a good placeholder for now, so I can really get the feel of the game right. But again, definitely going to replace this model at some point. Now, I for one love the low FPS style animation that you see in movies sometimes, so I thought it would be a very unique style to process into my game, and so I did it with the character model. With the placeholder animations made and the player prototype almost finished, the player could now dash, slide, wall run, grapple towards enemies, hover, and fire projectiles. Everything you need to lay a solid gameplay foundation. But wait, I hear you say, isn't shooting at inanimate cubes that don't do anything boring as fuck? As you've probably just seen in the edit, I made two types of enemies for now. The first one is a drone type enemy. This enemy will surveil the area, and when the player gets close, it will try to chase the player. When the enemy is in a certain range, it will fire a deadly laser at the player. Not only is the purpose of the enemy to hinder the player, it's also used to get the player to new locations. As you've seen, the player can grapple to enemies only, so using drone enemies could get you to new heights previously undiscoverable. By having this implementation, I'm hoping to saturate gameplay mechanics. The second type has a little twist. It's a robot spider that, when close enough, will open up its body and shoot out 6 homing missiles. At this point, the player has two options. Either to shoot down the missiles and sacrifice a little bit of ammo, or to try and outrun the missiles, further emphasizing the fast-paced action that I want in my video game. Now, with some prototype enemies fleshed out and made, I still felt something lacking in the game. The combat defense was really good, as you had all these different ways to avoid enemies and work your way around projectiles. It still felt like the offense could use a little more work. And in the lore of the game, the main character is made out of a certain liquid. So I thought it'd be really cool if you could switch between liquids and change your body's DNA on the fly, changing your powers in the process. Now here you can see the prototype of set concept. I made a cool water shader to really emphasize that the player is made of a certain liquid, and when changing your powers, you change color as well. Each power varies in fire rate and damage, really making the player decide which is best for the situation. After that, I fleshed out the combat mechanic even more by giving all the weapons visible stats to leave room for weapon upgrades maybe in the future. Also, I furthermore developed the weapon select screen, giving a way more rigid feel to it, and the player now leaves behind a liquid trail in the color of the weapon it's currently holding. And that about concludes the work I've done so far. Obviously, I've done a lot more work than I've mentioned, but some things aren't just worth mentioning. Also, it's worth noting that I want to keep these videos as short as possible because I don't want to take too much of your precious time. And with this all being said, in the next month I'm going to be trying to prototype with level designs. Do I want a linear level? Do I want arena levels? Do I want to make it an endless runner? I haven't fully settled yet. Also, I want to create a more versatile health system and more varied enemies. And if you want to see this project develop furthermore, I don't think you, the viewer, I'm not sure what you could do to help me. I don't think you can do anything. I think you're pretty powerless in this situation, huh? Anyways, thank you so much for sticking around till the end. It means the world to me. And for those who stuck around, here's a sick edit of the game in the current state, as a little treat.